Hey guys, Cormac here with another one of my video tutorials supporting you guys in this next project, which is a StreetStyle name. So you guys by now know my name. My first name is Eileen, and how did I get this from just kind of writing it out to developing this really cool graphic with a really dynamic lettering style? And that's what I'm here to help you with. So let's go. So the first thing you need to do is look at that PDF that I've provided in Google Classroom in this assignment, and you're going to find, I don't know, maybe about a dozen different fonts in there. What I want you to look at as you kind of try to discover a font that you like is to notice the line quality in the various fonts. So this has kind of a bubble letter kind of feel. A lot of the lines are curved. Some are kind of pulled, you know, like on this F here. And also notice the weight of the lines. Some have been thickened, which creates kind of a 3D effect. And so this is, again, a very dynamic font. I think I included this in here too. This would be a kind of something I would call the Gothic style. And people first wrote in this way with calligraphy pens, pen and ink, and you can see where they get, it's kind of like that chisel tip marker that I showed you. This is where the fat side is going up and then a slight curve, and then they tilted the nib on this pen and brought it into that real kind of thinner line right there. Again, kind of like a carving, chung, 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 chung. It's a really cool style. And let's see, what else do we got here? I'll show you the one that I ended up using was this font here. I don't have a name for it. Oftentimes a complete alphabet like this is called a font. And again, noticing line quality, very slight curves, kind of pulled here for these sharp edges. In some cases, the letters almost look like they're leaning, you know, in a way, have a diagonal kind of lean. So these are the things that, you know, we're trying to become aware of: line quality and rhythm and flow and all that stuff. So let's get started with my name. So believe it or not, we're gonna try to use most of this page. And the way we start with this is really like with a skeleton. We're just gonna start with lightly, I emphasize lightly, printing your name to get all the way across here. So in my case, very lightly, this just gives me kind of something to go by, although you'll see it's gonna kind of transform. So there's my name, really light. And now I'm gonna go in and start applying the font. So after quite a few times of practice, after really observing these letters and really getting acquainted with how to make the shapes and the lines and all that, I arrived at a kind of a rough draft. And what I did next is something that you could try at home. I actually held this up. I put a piece of paper on top of it like this, and I held it up to the window so I could trace over it. And what ended up happening is this. I ended up with this. I went back in with my marker. By now I'm really confident, right? Pulling these lines. You'll also notice that I overlapped things. I've got that L sitting on top of the I, and it's kind of overlapping the E. This E is slightly overlapping that one. I started running out of room here with my N, so I kind of scrunched them together. That's a nice effect. It takes a little practice to get there. So, you know, once again, when you overlap, if you wanted to, you could put a little bit of shading here. That also helps with that feel of 3D action, which is a nice look. Added a little bit of a shadow there. Anyway, so guys, as you do this, have fun. Choose a number of fonts, try a couple things, get really comfortable doing this, and it's gonna work its way into the next fun piece. All right, so have fun, do your best work, and rock on.